In this video, we will review ILM Booklet 030204A, Objectives 1, 2, and 3. Objective number 1. When you have completed this objective, you will be able to identify the 4 basic types of control drawings. Wiring diagrams. Wiring diagrams are used to show the detailed wiring of electrical devices, equipment, and systems. They are the most realistic of the diagrams because they show the devices, conductors, and connections in the same relative positions in which they are found in the completed installation. Figure 1 shows a wiring diagram of an alarm system. Block diagrams. Block diagrams show how components of an electrical system relate to each other. They provide general information about the system and the relative location of each component without going into great detail. The diagram consists of blocks or shapes. This diagram is easier to follow than the wiring diagram if your objective is to get a good general idea of how the system is to be installed. Interconnection diagram. This type of diagram shows how a particular component within a system is connected to other components. The most common interconnection diagram is the termination schedule. This is a chart that identifies and labels a cable or conductor and its termination points. The cable or conductor numbers are the same at both ends, but the termination numbers are usually different for different equipment. Table 1 shows an interconnection diagram or termination schedule of the alarm system described in the wiring diagram of Figure 1. Cross-reference the information in this termination schedule with the wiring diagram to assist in your understanding of how these two diagrams are related. So here's our Table 1 interconnection diagram. Cable number 4, black and white, terminal numbers T7 and T8, alarm switch 2. If we go back to our wiring diagram, we have 7 and we have 8. If we follow them back, we come to alarm switch 2. And you can see here they're marked as number 4. A type of interconnection diagram is the pinout diagram. This diagram shows which conductor connects to each pin of a multiple pin plug or receptacle. The information may be in a chart form, similar to a termination schedule. Otherwise, the pinout diagrams are in pictorial form, and they may be from a top view or from a bottom view. And the fourth type is our schematic diagram. We've already discussed schematics before. Schematic diagrams illustrate the sequence of operations of an electrical circuit or system in its simplest way. Schematics show the electrical circuit or system without regard to the physical location or actual appearance of the component. They're sometimes referred to as ladder diagrams. Use the following guidelines to assist you in interpreting schematic diagrams. An example of a schematic diagram is shown in Figure 4, schematic diagram of an alarm system. You may now pause the video and complete Objective 1 exercises. And we'll now check the answers for the Objective 1 exercises. Pause the video and check your answers, and then we'll proceed to Objective 2. Objective 2. When you have completed this objective, you will be able to identify the symbols used on schematic diagrams. A schematic diagram shows the electrical components of a circuit or system without regard to their appearance or location. Symbols are used to represent the components. Figure 5 provides a brief list of electrical symbols used in schematics. Although the symbols are relatively standardized, variations can occur. Always check the legend of any schematic drawing to ensure accuracy. So we'll slowly go through these. Push buttons, coils, contacts, light, bell, transformer, vacuum switch or pressure switch, level switches, temperature switches, limit switches, proximity switches, overload heater, 2-position switch, 3-position switch, 3-pole circuit breaker, 3-pole disconnect. And remember that in this table we have our symbol, our name, and a description of what it is. So Objective 2 exercise, answer questions 1 through 4. Pause the video and come back to check your answers. And here are our Objective 2 answers. Okay, so after you've checked your answers, we're going to proceed to Objective 3. Objective 3. When you've completed this objective, you will be able to describe the sequence of operation of a control circuit by reading the schematic diagram. In addition to interpreting the symbols used on a schematic diagram, it's important to develop skill at interpreting electrical control drawings to understand the sequence of operation in a circuit. Study Figure 6 and Example 1 to help develop and practice this skill. While studying Figure 6, note the following. All load devices, such as relay coils, bells, and lights, are on the right-hand side of the drawing. All relay or contactor coils are identified by means of a letter and/or number. Contacts and switches are shown as if there is no power on the circuit and the mechanical system is empty, no pressure on the lines, no liquid in the tank. The armature, the moving portion of the push button of a normally open push button, is drawn above the contact points. Normally closed is drawn below. All contacts are identified as to the relay or contactor coil responsible for their operation. All splices are indicated with a dot or a node. The normally closed contacts between the M coil and L2 are considered to be overload contacts unless otherwise indicated. The normally open contacts between terminals 2 and 3 are considered to be the holding contacts of coil M unless otherwise stated. So you can pause the video, complete Objective 3 exercises 1 through 6, then come back to check your answers. That concludes our review of ILM Booklet 030204A, Objectives 1, 2, and 3.